I mean, we already put the boots to him, but we could do it again. That's fine. Hello friends, welcome back to ReddX Trace Amounts of Science. Today we're getting into Nice Guy Stories. This is about Nice Guy Pete. It's a 3-part saga. I haven't read it yet, but why not? It's been here for years. I don't think anybody else covered it, so might as well be me. The Gubbinses are excited. They'll interject between each part. If you don't know them, that's Gubbins and Dark Gubbins. I'm sure they're very pleased to make your acquaintance, and yeah, let's just go ahead and get right on into the thing. How about that? Nice Guy Pete, part number 1. Welcome to Hooliest Hoolie. When I was in high school in NYC, it was really easygoing and was very into nerds, as I am a nerd myself, but I always had a lot of people hitting on me constantly, which made me uncomfortable since I just wanted to focus on my studies. As I complained to my friends about the awkward attention, they suggested to me to just get a boyfriend on the side to divert attention. Yes, essentially you're a boondoggle for me, and I don't want to actually be near you or interact with you. I just want to say that I have a boyfriend and you're him. Can we do that? I'll pay you $5 a week. Okay, fine. Sure, why not? So I met this nice guy. Let's call him Pete. He came across as a cool and chill, yet very interested in nerdy stuff like anime, which at that time was not really mainstream guy. He was obese and 6'3", and also 3 years older than me, but he was funny. He did have a fedora, but I didn't know about that until a good while later. Oh, well, if he has a fedora and he doesn't wear it out, I don't know if it really counts. Probably it counts. You bought that with your conscience. You're like, I want to have that hat. I might wear it at some point. Don't do it. It's like the fucking Green Goblin mask. Opie says, but I still just wanted to be friends. After a spell of complete depression due to my hard home life and one of my then friends being diagnosed with a brain tumor, I was super upset and crying when he came to comfort me. Oh, hey, sorry your friend had a brain tumor. That's rough. What are you supposed to say to that? Maybe if you date me, it'll feel better. Like, OP wants, some simulation of dating, just so I can say I'm dating, but Pete wants the real thing. And, yeah, he's not gonna let up. It's not gonna go well. OP says, this made me end up giving him a chance, but as soon as I did, something about him changed. He became obsessed with showing me off to all of his friends and taking credit for anything and everything that I did, to a point where I was basically just Pete's girlfriend and not really my own person. But not wanting it to hurt our friendship, I put up with it. It's not a friendship at this point, is it? Everybody's calling you Pete's girlfriend. You're basically Pete's girlfriend. I don't know what sort of planet you're living on. The universe, as people perceive it, is generally the widely accepted opinion. So yes, you are Pete's girlfriend, even if not in your own mind, I guess. In order to, maintain this good friendship where you're basically just absorbed into another person. I think there's another side to all this, of course. I think OP did get into the relationship willingly and, probably should have seen some red flags going up, but you didn't really see him until after. And sort of I get it, because you have to experience it firsthand a lot of times in order for the lesson to really drive home. Whatever, I'm getting off on a fucking tangent. Let's just continue on. So about 3 months went by and we were still together. Yet at that point, my hard home life and horrible boyfriend were getting to me, to a point where I wanted to end it. So I finally told myself I needed help and saw a therapist. And with her help, she let me see what was really happening. He was constantly lying to me, making me wait on him, lowering my self-esteem, hitting on other girls right in front of me, all while making grand gestures to keep me around and inevitably submit myself to him. Not to mention his constant pestering for intimacy, which I refuse to do. I don't know why we can't just set everything fucking straight. Every time somebody says, that's Pete's girlfriend, you say, no, I'm not. I'm not Pete's girlfriend. I just say that to keep creeps like you away. And then you leave. Just Naruto run out of there. They'll be like, she's cool. It took a full 5 months for me to recover myself, and when I wanted to give him one last chat to see if we could work it all out, he once again left me hanging, lying to me. So I pulled him out of class and broke up with him right then and there. After that, he made some horrible rumors about me, claiming I had cheated and assaulted him and even more, but everyone who knew me knew that that wasn't true. Yeah, that's the thing about rumors. It's just like, it swirls around and the idiots believe it and fall away, and you're like, oh, now I'm left with like actual skeptics, smart people who want all of the facts before deciding. I just heard it from some guy that OP cheated. Well, what the fuck? I guess you weren't that much of a friend, were you? 2 months later, he graduated since he was older than me, but he would still hang around the school. Yeah, what, Pete? What the fuck? You can't do that, Pete! Don't know! I don't approve. He ended up touching some little kids like age 14 to 15 while he was 19 to 20 years old. Where the fuck was school security? Just, oh yeah, that's Pete. He comes by every now and then and pulls children into closets. Like, what? Somebody probably should have gotten his ID or some shit like that. Like, once you're 18, you don't get to come back. You graduate. You're gone now. Get into the real world and start fucking living your life. He lied to his mom. He's like, I'm out putting in job applications. Really, he's just fucking creeping around the school. What a weirdo, Pete. Fuck it. Take him out back. I'm done looking at him. Put the fucking boots to him, would you?
What will you learn? What will you learn? That your actions have consequences!
Oh, those two memes together just really soothe my soul. So yeah, Pete would threaten kids and follow them home and just be an all-around creep. Yeah, where is any authority figure, hello? To a point where people came back to me asking for my forgiveness and begging me to help them. Even some of the guys who were his friends tried to stop him eventually, and I had to help those girls. I confronted him in front of everyone else and made him ashamed, and then he stopped. No, he didn't, okay. He started being more sneaky about it, I guess. Pete's the type that's not gonna stop until he's in the ground, and you take my word for it. Next time, I will elaborate more on this Pete and the time he tried to beat me into submitting because he was doing everything for us. What is everything exactly? He's still fucking hanging around the school? Got your little part-time job at McDonald's? Think you're hot shit now? Pay the rent! If mom started charging him rent, his entire financial world would collapse. Although, probably not enough of a backbone from mom. That's why Pete turned out like this, you know? I don't think it's always fair to blame the parents, but you'd be surprised how often that shit turns out to be true. How about you, Gubbinses? Do you guys blame the parents, or is it Pete himself?
Me think Pete born in bad stew. Parents toss in neglect, maybe sprinkle entitlement, then forget pot on stove 20 years. He bubble up greasy, think love mean ownership, think nice mean trade offer. Not born evil, but no one drained soup, now he full of moldy feeling. Gubbins.
Drain soup? Like a foul soup? No, please. Nobody volunteered to drain Pete's soup, okay? That's... You were almost on to something until we got to the sewer. Now I'm stuck. Now I'm fucking stuck here. Darkwood, help me out.
Pete ain't a product. He's a parasite. The parents might have lit the match, but he built the fire pit, filled it with validation courses and called it romance. There's a moment when every man decides whether to face his rot or feed it. And Pete fed it 3 meals a day. This one's on him. Dark Gubbins.
So yeah, I guess you guys both agree. Gubbins did mention the parents a little bit more, and that's the side I lean towards somewhat too. So I'm gonna give the point to Gubbins, although very good deduction on Dark Gubbins' part. Yeah, he definitely never faced his rot down. He's just like, I'm gonna lean into this. I'm gonna be this person. And so you are, Pete. Disgusting though it may be. We'll move into part number 2 and see how that hits us. Thanks so much for being here, by the way. Nice Guy, Pete 2, The Slap. Yeah, hell yeah. They didn't give him more than a slap. A little slap to the bottom of the spine, you know? Paralyze him. You don't have to paralyze him. Although it could be fun, though. As I mentioned the last time, Pete had a habit of doing grand gestures to me in front of other people, and one time he decided that since he'd gone out to buy me multiple snacks, he must announce it to all of the group. Oh yes, 3 cheers for Pete! I was feeling pretty embarrassed, and I had asked him to quiet down, which visibly annoyed him. As one of his friends was more of a hippie chick, let's call her hippie, he would always follow her around, which didn't personally bug me since we were more friends than anything. Not to mention, I was used to him staring at other girls. He asked me to hang out after school in this nice park by the residential homes, and I agreed, having planned out that I would ask him something more personal at this time. There's a lot of vagueness to this story. What's the personal thing? This is the grand gesture, is taking you to a fucking park? Okay. That's nice. I like that sometimes. Is there like a food bazaar in the park, or we're walking around the park, sitting on a bench? Go occupy the swings while some children wait impatiently. We meet after school at the park, where I ask him how his day went. It went a little something like this. Oh, me and hippie chick went to class. She's so cool. Yeah, she's super awesome. I want to start a manga club with her. He went on and on about her great taste in nerdy thing. I mean, OP says it doesn't bother her, but I could tell. It's needling just a little bit.
Wheedle, pry and needle.
Why don't you fucking shove him off? Why don't you say, then go be with her? Wouldn't that be great? Then I would be free from you. I guess I should shut my mouth because that's what OP says in the next line. I finally broke it off and said something along the lines of, hey, why don't you date her instead of me? Seems like you guys have so much in common. I wouldn't mind. His face got red. I could see him sweat. At that time, I was attempting to skate around on his skateboard. Well, you got a better body. Guys look at you all the time. Oh yes, this is just the trophy wife that I come and parade about, but the big fat mistress is back home. She's got great taste in all things nerdy. This one I don't actually talk to or enjoy being around, but hell to look at, right? and for somebody to stand there, endure that, patience of a saint. OP says, that's not a reason to stay with someone. And he says, yes it is, plus, I like you. OP says, no, plus wouldn't that just allow her to be taken by someone else? I said, voiding the I like you statement. Oh, does that void it? Is that how that works? I don't think it's how it works, OP. Plus, she's cute. Oh, so you want to do it with us, he said in a creepy voice. I had stopped my poor attempts at skateboarding at this point. Ew, no. She looks like a little girl. I said cute, not hot. And I'm not sleeping with anyone. Not now. Although, yeah, it really wasn't an option before either. In that moment, I saw his right hand swing over his head, and in a moment of self-defense from years of being bullied as a kid, I punched him in his face, and his hand fell heavily on my left shoulder as I ducked. Remember, I'm an NYC girl. Oh yeah. How do you know somebody from NYC? Because they always fucking tell you they're from NYC, right?
Here's the thing about me. I am real. I am from New York. Watch how you talk to me. Watch how you talk. I'm from New York. This isn't good pizza. No, I know real pizza. I'm from New York. I miss the seasons, you know, because here's the thing. I'm from New York.
OP says, mind you, I'm a good 5'7" Latina standing up against an over 6 foot tall, 330-pound man. Do you guys think he was just trying to like unsheath his katana to challenge her to an honorable duel? Because that's it's either that or man baby rage fit. And if it's the former, you should have waited and accepted the duel like a gentle person. If it's the latter, then good. I'm glad you punched him. What'd you do that for? He yelled at me. His right cheek was red, but it was really hard to tell since he would get red and his face was already pretty swollen, but his hands were still balled up into a fist. Don't you ever raise your hand at me, boy. I'm not no little bitch, and I'll smack you back to your mother. I guess he got my message, well, since he backed off smiling with my hands still in a tight fist. Or his hands? Or did he just submit? He's like, okay, I don't want no more of that. There's too much smoke. At this point, Pete began to laugh at me. Oh, you girls are so defensive. This is why feminism has failed you. You need a real man in your life, and it's obvious you don't have one. Yeah, I mean, say that again, but slower. You've been in her life, Pete, and you've only made it demonstrably worse, okay? He proceeded his condescending ways, saying I was part of a broken system, but he never raised his hand toward me again. Yeah, that was his first and last time, let me tell you what. It seems to me like fucking Pete needs a man in his life, you know? Daddy should have whooped him with the belt a couple more times. Maybe things would have turned out a little different. I can't really say. Next time, I will describe what led me to seek help with the best therapist in the world. I will call her the Wonderful Witch of the West. Yeah, I guess that's fitting. The witch part is sort of weird, you know, and I don't know if I'm too big on therapy. There was a point where I was like, people should get therapy, but then I realized, like, mostly they just agree with you and want to make your world a more comfortable space because you're paying them. Like, not many therapists will challenge you, and I think that's really important. That's not to say all therapists are good or bad, but you definitely have to search for the one who is willing to challenge your belief system when it's warranted. That's what I know. Anyway, let's get the Gubbinses in here. Talk about Pete's fatherless behavior. That would be nice.
Me think Pete moved through world like man who never been told no by anyone except gravity. Him swing hand cause nobody swing sense into him growing up. Father probably missing. Not gone, just emotionally buffering forever. Pete act like man who learned masculinity from anime villains and YouTube rants. Fatherless energy so strong even Shadow refused to follow him. Gubbins.
How about you, Dark One? Hit us.
Pete's not just fatherless. He's feral masculine energy unhousebroken. No role model. Just a void shaped like power that he tried to fill with dominance and Doritos. Every slap, every speech about real men. It's the echo of a boy who never learned restraint. Only reaction. Pete don't need a dad now. He needs an exorcism. Dark Gubbins.
I'm with that, bro. I'm gonna exercise his brain through a little hole. I gotta give the point to Dark Gubbins, honestly. I like both of them, but I think the echo of a boy who never learned restraint is poignant, deliciously diabolical. So that leaves 1 point for Gubbins, 1 point for Dark Gubbins. We'll get into part number 3, the finale, and yeah, wrap everything up and see who wins the big trophy at the end of the day. It's me. I always win. And the trophy looks like $20 from my Patreon patrons or my YouTube memberships. You guys helping me out so much. I am eternally grateful for all that you do. So let's continue on. Part number 3 right now. Nice Guy Pete number 3. So after the whole slap incident, I wanted to talk to someone, but I felt like people would judge me and say it's all my own fault for what had happened. Retrospectively, I should have spoken to someone and not just bottled it all in. At home, I was being forced to take a job to help out the family, and that's when I became a fast food employee. It was hard, but it gave me an escape from both my family and Pete, which honestly might be why I am still a workaholic to this day. Well, fuck it. Something's got to get you up in the morning, even if it's escaping from the terrible, terrible domestic situation that surrounds you. Also, I think, like, whether you bottle your feelings up or not is moderately unimportant. Like, fuck, bottle all you want, dude. People process things in their own way, you know? Anywho, OP says, needless to say, I was drowning myself in homework and work shifts when something started to change in Pete. He began to contact me more aggressively, constantly calling, wanting updates at all hours, demanding to walk me home or take me up anytime I had to go somewhere myself. He kept on trying to tell me how I should dress, or my favorite, you should wear makeup, you look better with it on. Opie says that one took a while to cure. That does suck, you know? You should like your lady barefaced or makeup or whatever. It's really the soul that I'm looking at, but Pete doesn't operate on the same wavelength. It's fine. Or his takes about the anime waifu he loved, which to me looked like a 10-year-old. I mean, we already put the boots to him, but we could do it again. That's fine.
When will you learn? When will you learn that directions have consequences?
Or there was the not so subtle, I'm gonna end myself if you leave me threats. I mean, at a certain point, just that's all on you, buddy. I can't fix it for you, all right? I'm not gonna fight to keep you here. If there's a will, there's a way. I'm probably the worst person to work at one of those hotlines, you know? I was struggling with everything being on my plate and no real support. After a particularly hard shift and coming home to parents who, in all honesty, never even wanted me there, my depression came at me in full swing. Never even wanted you. Did they say that? That's fucked up. I mean, OP's definitely being forged in fire, you know? She got a job, she's doing all the homework, juggling all the things. And yeah, sometimes it takes being uncomfortable to really harden yourself enough to do that. I'm sorrowful for you, OP, but you will come out a stronger person for all of it. Just cut contact with the parents, be like, okay, you guys aren't good for me, so I don't know. Die alone, I guess. OP says, I would let Pete bully me around and tell me what to do. It hurt so much that I couldn't feel anything. I began to feel numb. My body weighed me down. It was a struggle just to get out of bed. Yeah, I got those days. And you know what I do? I get out of bed anyway. Struggle or no, fuck it, we're here, I showed up, what do you want from me? In one of those silent, rainy days, I went up alone to the rooftop. My phone was being attacked with messages. I took a peek at the 10 messages from Pete demanding that I go to the cafeteria, but I wouldn't do that. I couldn't. I looked down at the concrete city street and put my foot on the edge. Oh, damn, dude. I mean, obviously, you're okay, you're writing the story, but holy shit, you never want to come to this point. Is this your rock bottom? It's pretty high up for rock bottom, isn't it? Oh, man. Opie says, I cried and screamed my heart out. Yeah, but you didn't jump. But I reasoned with myself that this was wrong, so I turned on my heels and ran into the nurse's office. The nurses there were so kind, and there I met the wonderful Witch of the West. She was my school's therapist, and boy, had I made the best move that I ever done in my entire life. Yeah, just reach out. Sometimes, especially when you're young, trying to get things figured out, it's important to reach out. You was about to make a permanent solution to a temporary problem. That's never the right thing. Whatever it is, we'll fucking struggle through it. Who gives a shit? Anyway, Opie says, she helped me to understand that I had depression.
I dip my balls into some $1,000 dressing, cause I got depression.
And that the root of my issues were coming from my family. She helped fix me up and gave me the confidence to reject my family's insults and torment. And that led me to take a good look at my choices and how he was a reflection of the demanding nature of my own family. Honestly, I think that therapist got it kind of fucking nailed down. Yeah, she's willing to challenge your perceptions. That's what I'm talking about. OP says, so I tried to talk with Pete to get him to stop lying to me, demanding my respect and my space. After 3 months of therapy, I was able to let go of him after almost 2 years of constant torment. It's fucked. It started out as just like this little thing. I want to say I have a boyfriend sometimes, and then how did it get this far? I guess he's a fucking manipulator. He wrapped you in. He kept fucking reeling and reeling until OP had nowhere to go. I mean, there's always somewhere to go, even if it's nowhere, you know? I'll start over in a new town. I don't give a shit. Then came the harassment from people demanding that I return because Pete's mental health just wasn't right without me. But I had to tell them that my mental health was not fine when I was with him. I made a lot of enemies due to that, but at the end, I came out stronger. See? That's what the fuck I'm talking about right there. I'm proud of you. Yeah! Fucking get it! Let's suffer together, dude. I eventually came out with my story once he graduated, and everyone became all the more supportive. Others told me how they could see it, but could never catch me alone in order to say it. Oh yeah, isn't that convenient? You know what good that does me? A whole lot of nothing. Why don't you fill your hands up with shit and clap for yourself, huh? I really do appreciate your theoretical support, stupid. But you don't say any of that. You just say, okay, whatever. Welcome back, I guess. Moral of the story is that everyone needs help at one point, and you need to do right by yourself and get some help. Don't let yourself be trapped by anyone. Yeah, including your own family. I hope you got away from your family at some point, OP, because yeah, that sounds like a whole load of bullshit. There was one point where I thought, you know, it's sad when people let go of their families, but like truly, if that's the right choice for you, what the fuck am I gonna say about it? You know, I don't know your situation. But I guess that's all part of, you know, learning, growing, evolving, becoming a stronger and better person, which is everything that we're about here at ReddX Industries. Do something small every single fucking day. Take a step in the right direction. The direction that your heart is pulling you in. Where's your fucking passion? You know what I mean? What are your passions, Gubbinses? And also sum up the story if you could.
Me passion? Observing human failure like birdwatcher with trauma.
Me too.
Also pasta. As for Pete, no dad, no discipline, just anime and anger. OP survived by crawling out of emotional trench while he drowned in self-pity puddle. Story end with her climbing him stagnant. Fitting. Gubbins.
Love that. No dad, no discipline. Just anime and anger. Perfectly done. How do you compete with that, Dark One?
My passion is studying the rot beneath civility.
Good one.
How men like Pete weaponize loneliness and call it romance. How manipulation masquerades as affection. Pete was fatherless not just in home, but in soul. He learned power from pain, and practiced it on whoever would stay long enough to break. But the witch taught her to burn her way free. And now Pete's empire of delusion is ash. Dark Gubbins.
Yeah, rest in piss, Pete. I didn't know that witch was teaching like low-level fireball spells. I might have to give that school therapist witch a visit. I think Gubbins takes it though. No dad, no discipline, just anime and anger. You tried, Dark One, but sometimes the eloquence comes across a little stuffed shirt, you know? I'm glad OP got free for sure. I'm glad, I'd like to see Pete's get more just desserts, but it is what it is. I hope you enjoyed the story, friends. Sign up on Patreon or YouTube memberships. Check us out on podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, whatever. Fourth wall for the merch. I do appreciate that. As always, I'd like to remind you that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next time. So, until then, friends, bye-bye.